Are you thinking of using Facebook to generate real estate leads, but you want to know what kind of results you're going to get before you get started? In today's video, that's exactly what I'm going to show you. I'm going to be sharing with you the kind of results that we've seen after 50,000 plus leads on Facebook. Take a look. Hey everyone, Kevin Smullin with 2Q Lead Generation Strategies. If you are new to our channel, welcome. We're so glad you're here. What we're all about is helping real estate agents just like you generate more leads, set more appointments, and close more deals. So if that's what you're after, this is absolutely the place to be. Please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you here as part of our community. Before we get going in today's video, just one quick note down in the description below. We have found that success with marketing on social media, that it really comes down to four key elements. We call these the 4 pillars of success. Put together a free video series training you on these 4 pillars of success. So down in the description below, you will find a link to a free video training, and it is time well spent. Highly recommend taking a look and checking that out. Now, in today's video, what we're talking about is what you can expect from real estate leads from Facebook. So I see that so many people really just have an unrealistic expectation or no idea what to expect. And so I wanted to share with you what I see from my own results and the results from our clients as to how this works and what you can expect. I see a lot of people on social media talking about how they can generate leads for you on social media and half of them are going to turn into transactions. And my experience is those people either just don't really know what to expect, or frankly, they're just flat out lying to you. That is nowhere near what I tend to see. So that's really the purpose of this video, is just to give you a realistic expectation of how this works and what I see from my experience. Now, in today's video, I am not going to get into how to set up a Facebook lead generation ad, mostly because it's outside the scope of what we're talking about today. But if you want to learn how to do that, I will put a link to a video right here. You can go check out another video I've already made of how to generate buyer leads or seller leads using Facebook. Now, with that having been said, what we've seen after 50,000 plus leads is that on average, our response rate, so when we say response rate, I'm not talking about people who just picked up the phone. I'm talking about people who are providing meaningful information. They're talking about what they're looking for, what areas they're interested in, price ranges, time frames. Like people that are responding and giving that kind of information, it does fluctuate a little bit, but our average of what we've seen over 50,000 plus leads, it's usually around 10, sometimes 15% on the high side. So that's kind of what we see as far as response rates go. Now, to put things in its proper perspective, right? Here's the most important part that you need to understand about generating leads off of Facebook. You've got to realize that the majority of leads that you generate are not going to be people who are going to be actively in the process of buying or selling a home, right? Let me say that again. The majority of leads that you generate will not be people who are actively in the process of buying or selling, right? So to put that in perspective, when we talk about people buying or selling real estate, this is not an impulse kind of a transaction, right? It's not like they woke up today and said, yeah, I think I'll sell my home today, right? That's not what's typically happening. This is something that they've thought about and are planning for and have been doing this for quite some time. So the likelihood of somebody being ready to do something right here, right now, today, it does happen, but it's very, very slim. And what I advise people is, to a large extent, that's really not the person that you want anyway, as weird as that sounds. And the reason for that is the person who has been thinking about and planning and getting to the point where they are ready to actively buy or sell. 99 times out of 100, part of the reason why they are ready is because they've been talking to an agent, they've been talking to a lender, they've got all the pieces in place, which is getting them ready. So if they've already talked to lenders and already talked to real estate agents, the truth of the matter is you're probably late in the process. That's not the lead that you want, as weird as it sounds. So the reality of Facebook leads are this. What the real purpose of it is, we run an ad to try and get people to raise their hand as to who's thinking about it, who's interested, right? Knowing full well that the majority of these leads will probably not convert. The ones that do convert will probably not happen for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road, and in some cases even longer. But our purpose in getting those people to raise their hand, saying that they're thinking about it, is to build up our pipeline, right? From my perspective as a marketer, if I can build up a pipeline, if I can build up a pipeline of people that are interested in buying or selling, to a large extent, it really doesn't matter to me whether they're ready to do it today or next month or the following month, et cetera, et cetera. Because if I'm looking at building this for the long term, and that's what you've really got to consider with the majority of these leads, is that's what they are, long term. Follow up and nurture is the name of the game. So if I'm building this long term, some of those leads are going to convert this month. That's fantastic. We love them when they do. Some of them are going to convert next month and the following month, and so on and so on and so on. What really matters the most to help you get the most out of your leads, as weird as it sounds, is with Facebook leads, it's not about having those people ready today. It's about taking care of those people over time. So we want to do other steps, other things that will build your reputation with these people as we start to build and cultivate a sales pipeline, right? I would tell you without hesitation that the majority of leads that you are going to generate on Facebook will not be people who are ready today. That's just not the way that it works. These are going to be people who are considering options, thinking about what's possible, looking at, different areas, price ranges, kind of putting all the pieces together to see what makes the most sense for their situation. So with that in perspective, it really, not only does it change our expectations of what those leads are going to do, but it also changes our follow-up process, right? If the person's ready to move faster, then great. We do want to get them in front of a lender. We do want to start getting them pre-qualified and, doing a walkthrough of the house, getting it ready to sell if there's one to sell, right? We do want to start doing those people, and we will move at the speed that the lead wants us to move, right? If they're ready to do something today, fantastic. Let's take care of it today. But you've got to realize that's not the majority of what happens, right? So knowing that, if we know that they're just kind of considering options, we want to help them in that process of considering options, right? Hey, as we're doing our follow-up, hey, did you know that some of these areas have different grant programs? Can I send you some information on them? Hey, would you like to see a customized list of homes in this area, because I see that's one of the places that you're interested in? Do you want to just see what's out there and what's possible? Here's our website. Here's a specific list for your needs, right? It changes the way that we follow up based on knowing that these people are just looking at options. So let's help them look at options. And by doing that, we can sometimes speed up the process as far as them being ready to buy or sell. So again, our experience of what you should expect with these real estate leads is that the majority of them are going to be pipeline leads, people that are going to need some time, some follow-up, some nurture. And again, if you've got those systems in place, then it makes all the sense in the world, right? If your expectation is to run an ad, generate a lead, make one call, and go out and show homes, don't get me wrong, it does happen, but that's more the exception to the rule, right? I find that people that are in that stage, it's sometimes around 0.5%, 1%. That's pretty normal. But then there are times that you're going to run ads that just really perform well. Like example, one of my clients in the last week, in the ads that we've been running, he set 7 appointments from leads that we generated in 1 week, right? Now, I will be the first to tell you that that's abnormal, right? It's abnormal in a good way, but that's not what typically happens all the time, right? There are other ads where, he doesn't have anybody who's ready to do something right away, but it's this pipeline that we're building. So again, you've just got to realize the reality of what Facebook leads are. The majority of these people are not actively buying or selling. And again, I would argue if they are, that's probably not the lead that you want anyway. You want to get earlier in the process to where people are thinking about it, considering options, looking at what's possible, and you want to be that person who's assisting them through that process. That's where you're going to see the greatest the greatest results with the leads that you're generating, and just being able to maximize those opportunities. So hopefully that was helpful. Again, the numbers that we tend to see are around 10 to 15% response rate. People saying the areas, prices, time frames, those kinds of things. That's what we tend to find as far as a pretty consistent follow-up. So hopefully that was helpful, but I wanted to give you a realistic expectation of what what you should be expecting and considering if you're getting started with running real estate leads off of Facebook. So like I said, hopefully that was helpful. If so, take a split second, click that thumbs up button down below. That's just a signal to YouTube that you appreciate the content that we put out. And by doing that, YouTube would recommend our video to more people. So again, if we've helped you, help us in return. We appreciate that. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. You can hit the subscribe button down below. Right next to it is a bell notification. You'll be notified every time we put out brand new content. And we put out brand new content like this all the time. So make sure you stay tuned. Also, if you're interested in some of our done-for-you services where we help you generate leads, follow up, build these pipelines, if you're interested in that, you'll find some more information down in the description below. That is it. Make it a great week. Keep crushing it in your real estate business. As always, if we can help, let us know. Otherwise, we will see you on the next video. Take care.